time for us to kickstart this lovely evening. Vanakkam, Adab, Sat Sri Akal, and a very, very warm good evening to all the ladies and gentlemen present here. Can I hear everybody say a louder good evening, guys? Good evening. Thank you so much. Well, quickly to introduce myself, my name is Navyata Sagar, and I am going to be your energizer and presenter for today. So from the entire team of Brand Talk, ladies and gentlemen, we extend a very, very warm welcome to all of you to the inaugural Synods Bengaluru 2025 edition. Brand Talk would like to thank each and everyone who have joined hands with Synods. So let's have the biggest round of applause to all of our proud partners. Well, without them, this event wouldn't have been successful. Let's give it up to our presenting partner, IIFL Capital. So yes, we have those lovely people who I already met. A very, very warm welcome to you guys. And yes, our beverage partner, Suntory Global Spirits, and our gifting partner, NatureGate. So before I call upon the stage, the lady, the founder and CEO from Brand Talk, Madhusri Datta, who's going to be taking over the stage, quickly, let's take a look of the Brand Talk's history and achievements. So all eyes glued on the screen, and let's take a look.
A gin distilled with 6 unique Japanese botanicals harvested at their peak. Distilled to embody the blessings of nature. Roku Gin, alive with the best of every season.
Let's have the biggest round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, and put your hands together to founder and CEO of Brand Talk, Madhusri Datta, to take over the stage for all of us. Very, very warm welcome to you. over to you.
It is my pleasure to welcome all of you here today at the Brand Talk inaugural event, Synods, Bengaluru. My team and I are very, very privileged indeed to welcome the industry leaders and the trailblazers here. We built this IP from a perspective of making this an absolutely exclusive closed-door event where stakeholders come together from across the country in search of solutions and the way forward. Brand Talk believes in increasing the intrinsic value of a brand by customizing, creating, facilitating, and consulting solutions. Today, we are placed as a catalyst for growth and change through content, support, and consultation. Through Synods Bengaluru, we want to present an opportunity to build relations and create a lasting impact. Brand Talk has reached new heights with more than 150 plus investors and clients and has successfully completed more than 200 top delegate workshops so far in the last 6 years of operation. We are further associated with more than 22 brand selected partners and 10 prestigious associations. Synods Bangalore is the first step towards creating a forum which is unbiased, sharing knowledge.
And isn't it even more relevant for all of us today because we're going to be having Mr. Vijay J. Anand, the founder at Anahata Retreat.
The main fulcrum of my success came at this point where I decided that my life is not my life anymore. My life is in the service of humanity and mankind, which basically means that we can achieve a certain amount of success when we work for ourselves, for our own selfish purposes, for ourselves, our children, our grandchildren, and to create our own legacy. But when we decide to do something for mankind, for humanity, and we look at every human being as a part of one organism and as one cell of this Mother Earth, that time the entire universe conspires to help us. And that's exactly what happens.
Any kind of questions? Let's have the biggest round of applause. Thank you so much, sir. Well, that was an inspiring session indeed, I must say. Thank you so much, and let's have the biggest round of applause from the audience. That is Mr. Vijay J. Anand, the founder from Anahata Retreats, to all of you. Dared have withstood with the test of time. And now I would like to quickly take a moment to welcome on stage Mr. Prakash Bulusu, JT CEO Private Wealth and Securities, to address the gathering. His topic for today is called The Strength of Legacy, Building on Generations of Wealth to Drive Tomorrow's Growth. While he spent 3 decades in the financial sector with over a decade at Citi, his most recent role was that of Senior Managing Partner for South India and the UAE at Ask Private Wealth. So with the biggest round of applause, over to the gentleman here. Let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen, to Mr. Prakash Bulusu.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Madhu and our entire team who has given us this opportunity and the platform to talk about innovation in wealth management. I think wealth management is a key subject right now, and a very powerful subject, I would say, for everybody in this room and across the world, because we all work for money, right? There's nothing else actually beyond money, is what most of us look at. But at Housefull Capital, what we basically look at doing is in terms of guiding the entire investing fraternity in terms of how do they manage wealth. And at Housefull Capital, we not only talk about wealth creation and money, but we also talk about creating values to the client. And how do we do that? To our strategy, 3P strategy, which we call it as internally, which is nothing but 1P stands for product innovation ideation, and second P talks about platform with the cutting edge technology, and the third P is the people, the intellectual capital. So those are the 3 pillars of our engagement with the client, and that's where our journey starts and ends. And at Housefull Capital, we just don't believe in wealth creation and legacy accumulation, but we also look at contributing back to the society in knowledge sharing format.
During the break, and thank you so much. Let's have the biggest round of applause to Mr. Prakash Bulusu, JT CEO from Private Wealth and Securities. Let's have the biggest round of applause. Thank you so much for that insightful session. We'll capture this lovely moment.
Law, we never, there's a saying in Kannada, When you go to court, we say get down, and they are the most vulnerable in the whole lot.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that is to be learned for that set of business as well. We spoke about the chairman, we spoke about the managing director. Let me talk about the person behind as well. So I have some fun set of rapid fire questions for you, just to know, just for the room here to know better, right? So just what comes to your mind, maybe shoot it from your heart. Your favorite sports and sports person?
Well, golf. I think that's been my favorite right through. And I think that's one of the things where you can't blame anybody else.
Yes.
It's only you who you got to blame.
Yeah.
And when you play. So yes.
Yeah. Favorite vacation place?
My farm.
Oh, very nice. Favorite brand?
I love Mercs.
Oh,
Yes, I've always been with them, so I kind of like cars. I think cars and bikes are the first love a man gets through. Girls come later on in life. So
I have a Royal Enfield Thunderbird. I can completely agree with you. Bikes are first love. Yeah.
We have a group picture indeed, so that we can capture this lovely moment. Let's have the biggest round of applause if everybody's had a wonderful session. Make some noise. So I request all of you guys to kindly stand at the equator of stage so that we get the picture perfect moment. Ma'am, all the four of you, please walk up there, eyes away. We have a very special fireside session for all of you, which is going to be chaired by Sandhya Vasudevan, Independent Director, TTK Prestige Limited, and Member Board of Governors TiE Bengaluru. A quick intro about her. Well, Ms. Vasudevan has held senior positions in important organizations such as Deutsche Bank, to Thomson Reuters, to AXA Guardian Royal Exchange, and also the TVS Group before transitioning in 2021 to pursue new opportunities and create meaningful impact before the corporate world. She is going to be talking with our esteemed guest, Honorable Shri Rajiv Gowda, Member of Parliament and Professor at IIM Bangalore. Well, Mr. Gowda was a member of the Rajya Sabha from 2014 to 2020 and was the Congress candidate from Bangalore North in 2024 Lok Sabha elections. From 2023 to 2024, he was the Vice Chairman of the Karnataka State Policy and Planning Commission with the rank of a Cabinet Minister. He's chairman of the Congress Party's Research Development, was convener of its Manifesto Committee for the 2019 Lok Sabha election, and also a national spokesperson. So let's welcome both of them with the biggest round of applause to kindly take over the stage for all of us.
Good evening. This will be a very different session from the earlier ones. I'm not sure how much of advice that Professor will give on money making, but he'll certainly have perspectives for the long term. The rich experience he's had. He's a politician and an academician, very rare combination, especially in our country. He is from Bangalore, but he's had an amazing academic stint internationally and I'll ask him to share his experience. He's had
Thanks, Sandhya, for that lovely introduction. I just wanted to make some edits. First, and even the introduction said I was an MP. I am not currently. I'm X, you know. So I'm actually just a jobless guy at this point. But nonetheless, I do head the research department for the Congress Party, and I'm up to doing all kinds of other things. Part of something called a Brand Bengaluru Committee. But going back to...
The biggest round of applause. What an amazing session this has been indeed for all of us. This is Mr. Honorable Shri Rajiv Gowda, ex-member of Parliament, I'll say now. And let's give it up to our wonderful moderator, Sandhya Vasudevan ma'am, Independent Director, TTK Prestige Limited, and Member Board of Governors TiE Bengaluru. Let's have the biggest round of applause to both of these eminent personalities. Now for all of you guys, and it is on the topic which is called merging legacy with innovation. paving the way for the next business evolution. So let's welcome all of the eminent panelists who are going to be taking over this stage. I request Mr. Gappan Annamalai to kindly join us on stage, the director from MAL Group, a family business portfolio. Mr. Annamalai is an alumnus of the Ohio State University and helms MAL Group's diverse operations across real estate, manufacturing, trading, plantations, and education. He has worked with prestigious companies such as AOL, Time Warner, GE Genpact, and has deep expertise in analytics, consulting, strategy, and the internet, mobile, and media industries. Let's welcome him with a big round of applause. Please join us on stage. And next up, we have Mr. Satish Grampurohit, co-founder and CEO of CogniQuest. Well, he's a corporate leader with 29 years of experience. He spent 25 years at Infosys, where he rose from a campus hire to global head of delivery for the insurance vertical. Mr. Grampurohit is also an advisory council member for IIIT Bangalore and Wellington Institute of Management, and he also advises the Beyond Bangalore initiative under KDEM, which is the Karnataka Digital Economy Mission. Let's have the biggest round of applause and a very, very warm welcome to you, sir. And joining them, let's welcome Ms. Sheetal Jain, co-founder and CEO from La Remit, to take over the stage with over 25 years of experience in the financial services and fintech sectors. She is an institution in herself in the financial domain. Let's welcome Ms. Sheetal Jain. A very, very warm welcome to you. We meet again. Well, I recently did an event for them, so it's so nice to see you. Welcome. And up next, let's welcome Mr. Amit Kulkarni, the Director of Finance and Investor Relations, Fireside Ventures. Mr. Kulkarni is a finance leader with over 15 years of experience and the recipient of the CFO 100 Awards. Mr. Kulkarni heads the finance function at Fireside, and in his role at Fireside, along with finance, he also leads investor relations and legal functions. Let's welcome him with a big round of applause. And lastly, we are going to be having our proud moderator who's going to be taking over the stage. We are pleased to have Mr. Kushru Pantaki, Senior Partner at Walker, Chandiok & Co. LLP. While he is a seasoned chartered accountant with an illustrious career spanning nearly 4 decades and have moderated multiple panels in his career. His tenure with a renowned international accounting firm in New York, specializing in auditing global insurance giants, has significantly enriched his professional acumen. Let's have all of you guys please get seated. Thank you so much. And I'll quickly tell you there are 2 topics, where the topic 1 is called Industry Macro View, which is going to be happening for the first 25 minutes. And let's have all of you guys please get seated. Thank you so much. And I'll quickly tell you there are 2 topics, where the topic 1 is called Industry Macro View, which is going to be happening for the first 25 minutes and which will be followed by the topic 2, which is Step Ahead Towards Innovation and Growth, for the next 25 minutes. So over to the moderator, Kushru sir, over to you, and let's have the biggest round of applause, everybody.
Share with over here so that people would be aware about the real life example as well. Thank you.
Yeah, that's quite a long question. I hope we have that, because I could hear 3 questions in that. One is on the stats, so let me start from there itself, and then what we do, and then the case study. Yeah. So with respect to stats, yes, you are right. There are Indian business landscape is 6.3 crore entities, and you'll be. I can just throw stats like that, but obviously, out of that, if you talk about just numbers, 25,000, not more than 25,000 companies have turnover more than 250 crore.
That's where I think any firm like Fireside, and especially Fireside, would be able to help these companies, and that is what we will look for: innovation in these companies, how they are able to leverage newer channels to grow, how they are able to see the new consumer evolving much ahead of time, and sort of innovate in a way that the new consumer is able to access these companies.
Thank you. I think the 3 buzzwords, disruption, evolution of new technologies, and innovation. I think that's the future. Absolutely agree with you.
I think, as you said, AI will have both sides of impact. Effectively, in many scenarios, we are becoming so dependent on this Gen AI, LLM if you talk to many of the people, when they write the mails, they always go back to GenAI, LLM, get the text and put that into the mail. So this habit of thinking of what to write and what to send, even a simple response to a customer, we end up going back to LLMs, and that will take away the creativity. And I think there will also be a saturation level, right? So LLMs learn from what is there in the overall world. So if there is no net new content, I think it will end up in a situation where we will end up having a saturation in terms of the content itself.
Yes, we spoke enough about technology, innovation, family businesses. Over a period of time, I'm sure there will be some challenges in general, challenges in the thought process when the baton is given to the younger generation and to the younger generation. Thoughts differ, more of emphasis on technology coming up, more investments to be made in technology, which is fine. But when we are when there are three generations prevailing together in a particular organization, the younger ones also want to build up a great governance framework. They want to build up, although it may be a private organization, they still want to build good governance framework. Somebody independently on the board asking the owners and the management a few questions as well. How is it being perceived?
I think that's a very interesting question. I think the first thing to understand is the motivation of a family business. It's not to become a unicorn, right? We are typically into industry, you're into real estate by default because you've developed some of your properties. And if you really go to the elders of the family, their motivation is not to make money. Their motivation is to create jobs. And they understand that if they invest their money with a platform like IIFL, they'll make far higher returns. So I think their motivations are very, very clear. Another message that's very clearly passed down to me is that we don't sell. We just keep building onto the pyramid and we keep passing it on to the next generation, right? And my job pretty much is just to manage these companies, ensure that they grow, ensure that there's no risk, good market positioning. We add on a little bit of the flavor, in tech in terms of services. But I feel my job today is just to manage this efficiently, not grow this too much too, because then it becomes a big problem. So we don't want to get to a 10,000 crore turnover or anything like that. We're happy at the 500, 600, 1,000. We don't want to dream beyond the 5,000. I think that's too big a problem. As a family too, at some point, today I work as hard as I worked in a startup. But I know it's going to burn out at some time. I'm going to want to spend time with my family, my kids. So our motivations are completely different.
Well, an absolute amazing topic to be discussed right now. So with a thunderous round of applause, please help me in welcoming on stage Mr. Shrikant Iyer, co-founder and CEO from HomeLane.
Interior design industry, I don't know how many of you, some of you all of you must have done up your homes at some point in time. Very, very unorganized market. 87% even today is unorganized, even today. 10 years after some organizations happened of the market. Everything is customized, very poor experience generally in terms of output for the customer. There is zero predictability. People don't know what quality they're getting, they don't know what timelines they're getting their home back in, and they don't know what budget they're going to finish at. All of this has happened because we decided that we would make a fundamental change. Within a framework we customize, we don't go beyond that framework. That's been the mantra. That's been the reason that we've been able to scale. That's also been the reason why we are the only profitable company in this space which is funded, which has grown a bit fast. Can move forward. It looks better in color, but these are, just because it's finite catalog, it doesn't mean the homes don't look beautiful. These are pictures of actual homes that we have actually done, and I think I'm on time. Thank you very much.
Let's have the biggest round of applause to Mr. Srikanth Iyer, co-founder and CEO from HomeLane. Thank you so much for such an enriching session for all of us, sir. Mr. Nakul Gupta, well, this is going to be a very interesting topic, from strategy to innovation. Well, Nakul Gupta's leadership in shaping
quote which will show us how we had to innovate in order to be growing. So, pre-COVID, we were completely a dining business. We did not have any delivery business at all. But COVID overnight, all our restaurants were shut. We did not have money to pay our staff. We did not have money to pay our landlords. So we were forced to get into delivery, and overnight we created a product which was the barbecue in a box. Maybe some of you would have tried it out. So we tried to bring the buffet on the table experience at the customer's doorsteps, and turned out to be an instant hit. Before that, for the last 3 years, I think 2018 is when we had started the delivery business, but the contribution to sales was maybe a 0.1%. Nobody even thought that Barbecue Nation was a place from where you could order, because it was always supposed to be in the restaurant dining and never a place where you would order from. So I think that forced us to innovate, create a buffet experience at the customer's doorstep in his house. Paid off well for us.
with the brand tour. Let's have the biggest round of applause and let's give it up to Mr. Nakul Gupta, everybody. For the evening to end, next up we have Ritu Sharma, Executive Director from TIE. Well, she's a seasoned professional with over 24 plus years of experience around the technology, telecom, media and broadcasting industries. Ms. Sharma has held senior positions at leading organizations such as Vodafone, Encompass, Profisio, Amagi, and moderating this session is going to be by Madhusri Datta. Well, yes, we are going to be having the founder and CEO of Brand Talk. Well, everybody knows about Datta ma'am. Well, she has over 18 plus years of experience, of which a decade plus in the corporate sector, having worked with esteemed organizations like Standard Chartered, HSBC and Deutsche, and few more in finance and real estate, and last 6 years as an entrepreneur building brands and supporting stakeholders. Over to both the dynamic ladies to take over this session for all of us.
So TIE has been, a non-profit global organization. They have been at the frontier, fostering entrepreneurship, also supporting or empowering startups, early stage startups, through education, mentorship, funding, and also in terms of helping them with relevant networking. Ritu comes with 28 years of rich experience, and she has been empowering the organization, taking them to the next level with a vast experience. I'm so glad to have you here. Their whole aim and vision has been to support the entrepreneurial ecosystem. How has Bangalore TIE supported this vision? And if you can help us with few significant victories so far, we'll be glad to share with the audience.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. So, indeed, the sessions are going really well. So, just to start, before I start on Bangalore, to give you a little bit of context on TIE Global, right? Currently, we are about 62 chapters across the globe. The only non-profit global organization which spans across 15 countries, and each chapter works like a separate SBU. The biggest I think our achievement in terms of global, where Bangalore has contributed in a big way, and we were the second chapter after Silicon Valley, is that over the last 3 decades, we've actually created or helped to create $1 trillion of wealth in the ecosystem. Coming to Bangalore, I think for Bangalore, what has really worked for us is we've been one of the, like I said, the second chapter when we kicked off. We're in the 26th year of its running, and we just celebrated our silver jubilee last year. And what we've been really focusing on is how are we adding value to our to the entrepreneurial community. To give you a few examples, I mean, we have a very structured program for mentorship for our early stage startups. We help them.
So I said that since funding, we're talking about funding for the startups today, as IFL as a giant player in the financial industry, how are you typically looking into supporting the entrepreneur community today?
Okay, so Madhu, actually two things is what we look at doing at IFL. One is basically is that as a organization, we have a large fintech fund that we run, so which is only catering to the fintech ecosystem. We have done one fundraise for about 250 crores and we are doing another fundraise for about now 500 crores. So it's again into the fintech startup community. But apart from that, what we do at IFL is that we also raise money for a lot of startup funds, which in turn invest in various startups. So it could be Multiply Ventures, which is where somebody like Ravin Shastri, who started off, who was a Myntra promoter, who started off a fund. So like that, I mean, we do evaluate a lot of these startup funds, and then we, as a portfolio allocation to our clients, we keep. So that's how one of the ways we raise money for the startup community.
I would like to also ask you, following to what you just said, that today startups find it very difficult. They may have a great idea, but they find it extremely difficult to augment funds within a stipulated time frame, while you knock several doors before one opens. What are the basic criteria that you look in making their lives easier? Is there something that they can take back so that they align?
Opinion on this, because I've been through this as a startup. First of all, Ritu, I have a lot of respect for TIE. This was one of the first places that we came to connect with investors, and we really appreciate what your team did for us. In startups, it's very unique. You need so many things going right for you. I'll just give you a quick example. We had one cricket startup, great idea. We just couldn't figure out why we couldn't monetize it. But our idea was very similar to what Dream 11 is today. Gamification, dream teams, all these things. But you need so many things going right for you, right? Dream 11 obviously funded or run by Ambani's right hand, deep pockets. So one of the things you really need as a startup, apart from a great idea, is deep pockets. You need great people backing you.
20 names, and then there are the second round, which is another top 20, and that's the structure.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody. Let's have the biggest round of applause for ourselves for making this evening and this event a big success for all of us. So yes, as all of you know, well, this is the first ever time Synods 2025 edition is happened in Namma Bengaluru, and we are very happy and grateful for this opportunity, and it's happened with all of our proud sponsors. So I'm quickly going to be taking a minute to thank all our proud sponsors. Let's have the biggest round of applause to our presenting partner, IIFL Capital, our beverage partner, Santori Global Spirits, and our gifting partner, NatureGate. So yes, on this note, I have few delegate names. Well, I'm going to be reading out their names. I request all of you guys to kindly collect your token of appreciation, your return gifts of these delegates before you exit the venue. So Mr. Manoj Agarwal, Arvind Agarwal, Krishnamurthy Hegde, Prasad, Sujyoti Prasad, Raghavendra S, Abhijit Bandari, Aditya Uttappa, Pavan Jain, Sundara Nagarajan, Anand Krishnamurthy, Sini Sankar, Satish Kota, Saket Bisani, Jose Jacob, S. Vinod, Narendra Bandari, Purnima Nambiar, Venu Gopal Gupta. So these are the delegates. I request all of you guys, before you exit the venue, to kindly walk up to the registration desk and collect your token of appreciation. And as I said in the beginning of the event, to all of the eminent guests who have registered with us the last 3 days, we will have your token of appreciation, your return gifts delivered to your address in few days. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for all that love and support. And now I would not stop you guys between the artisanal.
Good morning, everyone.
We have with us a very interesting podcast today, the leader's impact on the evolution of the financial industry. So finance is just not about a government, operated bank anymore. It has undergone sea change, spreading its roots, and there has been, a seismic evolution in the industry that we know of, with multiple financial institutions coming in. Technology playing a very, very pivotal role as well, and also clients, going through a lot of evolution, trying to understand through their expanded worldviews. Amongst competition, today IIFL stands out to be one of the top service industries from the service industries. And we are honored to have Mr. Prakash Bulisu, the joint CEO of IIFL, here with us today. Prakash heads the private wealth and the securities business. So thank you, Prakash, for joining us for the podcast. With multiple private players today, operating in different capacities, this is a much needed conversation. So let me start with my first question, Prakash.
Sure.
What makes IIFL stand out, in the competitive landscape? You have recently joined, and I would be very eager to know what is your plans and vision for IIFL.
Sure. Firstly, thanks, Madhu, for this. I think today, as you rightly said, there's so many players. This is something which is industry which is overcrowded. Banks are there, NBFCs there, boutique firms are there. Somebody like us, are also there.
Totally neogram, and it's happened to me. So and that's the reason why. So I never teach or talk about anything, even in my podcast, on my Instagram or my YouTube channel. Would you like to travel first class? There's nothing wrong with that. You can be spiritual.
One was that niche segment where we could have customized snacks for our corporate clients. Generally, it's what we have to offer, we offer. Why not the other way around?
Success is about refusing to fail, according to me. I can't tell you how many near-death situations of my business that have happened in the last 31 years.
Sure.
Many times. But I've refused to give up. So many times success is about refusing to fail. So just hold on, okay, and ride
Believe
it out.
in your dreams.
Ride it out. A startup is like
a gin distilled with 6 unique Japanese botanicals harvested at their peak. Distilled to embody the blessings of nature. Roku Gin, alive with the best of every season.